years ago, in the university were two young lovers, Jite and Ese. Ese was a very beautiful and intelligent girl with a promising future. Jite loved her from a distance because sincerely, Ese was an all-in-one package. Intelligent, beautiful, and well-mannered. Jite swore to make her his wife and was determined to do anything just to make this a reality. He strategized on how to accomplish this, and so he became her friend. They became so close, and Jite saw more reasons he shouldn't let her be someone else's bride. He friend-zoned her and almost didn't want her to have any other friend apart from him. He spoiled her silly with gifts and never said no to any of her requests. And this made Ese loved him and didn't hesitate in saying yes when he made his intention known. Their relationship was of a great benefit to the both of them because Ese made Jite to read more, and so his CGPA was great. And he made sure Ese lacked nothing because he was from a wealthy home and had no financial issue. He, however, got too obsessed with her and made sure they weren't apart for so long. And he also had a problem because Ese will sing his praises and tell him how handsome he looks, even if it means them leaving class just to hear this. He convinced her to pack into his hostel because he stayed in a 2-bedroom flat. Ese didn't hesitate because her hostel wasn't decent. She shared bathroom and toilet with 16 other students and had treated toilet infection several times. She packed in and they would go to school together and return home together. Ese was very grateful to have found such a lover in school. Jite went extra and bought matching outfits, and they became popular in the school as a couple. During their final year in school, they were separated into different project groups. Jite did everything possible to make sure they were in the same group. But this didn't happen because the groups were created in an alphabetical order using their last names. So Ese started mixing up with other people because she was the brain boss of her group. Jite was so uncomfortable about this because he didn't want her to be carelessly touched. He was simply a jealous lover. One day, one of the male students in our group was asking her some questions, and he held her hands. Jite saw them from afar, and it was as if something got punctured in him. He passed angrily and didn't say a word to them. Ese became worried because this was so unlike him. She quickly attended to her classmates and ran after him. She looked around their favorite spots in the school and couldn't find his shadow, not to talk of meeting with him. So she decided to walk down home. People kept asking, "Where is Jite? Where is your school husband?" She felt so embarrassed and went home ashamed. When she got home, she met Jite sitting so sad. And as a lover girl who has never seen him that way, she asked, "What is wrong?" And surprisingly, Jite said to her, "So you don't love me any longer?" Ese wondered where he drew his conclusion from, because they were so cool before they left the house for school in the morning. And Jite said, "See how comfortable you were standing with another man holding your hand. At first, I thought it was just someone that looks like you, until I walked closer and saw it was my Ese with another boy holding her hand." Ese thought it was all a joke, and she said jokingly, "Jealousy, jealousy. Abeg, let's eat and sleep so that we can wake up at night to read." Jite then said to her, "You think I'm joking, right? You stood with a guy in an open place, and as if that was not enough, The same hand that I hold and kiss, you gave it to him to hold. Essie then interrupted. He was only asking me a question, for God's sake, and nothing more. If there was something more attached, do you think we would be standing in an open place? Reason it now. Jite then said to her, what kind of question was he asking that he can't stand few meters away from you? Or was his hand doing the asking as well? He then said, wait. You said if there was something else, you wouldn't have been standing there. Essie, so you are already nursing a plan to break my heart. Essie then said, don't say that. If I don't love you, I won't be here. And I promise I won't break your heart. Jite then said, then prove it. Essie said to him, how? You are so funny. I will only prove it on our wedding day. Trust me, I won't break your heart. Jite said to her, bringing out a blade, please, my love, let's take a blood covenant. Only then will I take you serious. Let's seal this love forever. Help my fragile heart. I have loved you from the very day I set my eyes on you, and I wouldn't want to be heartbroken. Please, if you love me, do not say no. Essie looked at him and said, this is not right. Don't allow love becloud your sense of reasoning. This is all shades of evil. We still have a very long way to go. A soup that is hot, you don't rush in licking it, else you will get burnt. Jite said to her, allow me to get burnt? I thought you said you love me. Love is sacrificial. I am only doing this so that we can be assured and confident that we will live together forever. This is just a way for me to prove to you that no matter how sophisticated a lady may be, that I, Jite, won't cheat on you. Please, Essie, do this for me. Do this for us. If you truly love me and you want to be with me, then this shouldn't be difficult for you to do. He was able to convince her. So he cut his tongue and did same to Essie's. And he said, with this blood, I bind my flesh and spirit to yours, in life and in death, to be your one and only lover. Essie said same too, and they licked each other's blood. Essie knew it wasn't right and she slept immediately, regretting why she moved from her hostel in the first place. Why Jite was so satisfied. To him, he was now 100% assured to be the Alpha and the Omega man in the life of a beautiful, well-mannered lady. He said, so not only me get all these things, Ogene Mingwo. Several weeks passed and they graduated. And when they were about departing, Jite said to her, remember, my soul lives in you and your soul lives in me. Please do not play smart because I will not forgive you. Jite traveled to Warri and Essie traveled to Lagos. They kept communicating on phone and soon Essie secured a very good job. Jite's parents called him one day and told him of their decision to relocate him abroad to further his education. He didn't buy the idea. He wanted to move down to Lagos to be with the love of his life. But his parents made it clear that his opinion was irrelevant and the decision was final. In Essie's office, she met people and made new friends. She became so close to Benson, her senior colleague. She thought Jite was caring, but Benson proved her wrong. He was just a perfect gentleman, and she regretted why she allowed Jite cajoled her into taking an oath with him. Jite was already furthering his education abroad, but he still created time daily to speak with Essie, and he started noticing her coldness towards him, and he calmly reminded her that they were inseparable. This kept haunting Essie as it became a nightmare, especially because Benson had started showing some signs towards her. One day, Benson was so sick in the office that he had to take 2 weeks off from work. Essie was so intentional about caring for him, not with any strings attached, but because he has been a caring colleague. So she would buy fruits after work and never missed a day in checking up on him. Benson's mom, who came around because of her son's ill health, loved her personality and observed her so keenly as an African mother. One weekend, Essie, as a full-fledged Urobo lady, made sumptuous pepper soup and brought it for Benson. She said to his mother, "Please, ma, I don't mean to disrespect you at all with this meal. I know you must have cooked for him, but this is pepper soup. He needs it to enhance his appetite. I would have told you before preparing it, but Bessie's mom, who was already in love with her personality, interrupted her and said, "My daughter, you don't need to. In fact, hold on." She went into the kitchen, brought 3 plates, served the pepper soup for her, Benson and Essie, and said, "Just so you know that I appreciate this kind gesture, let's eat together as a family." Essie didn't expect this from an African mother, but she composed herself and did eat. When they were done, she packed all the plates and washed them all in the kitchen. She stayed a little longer and took her leave. When she left, Benson's mother said to him, "Who is that girl to you?" Benson said, "She is just my colleague and my friend." His mother said, "Na so, that's how you will keep saying my friend and my colleague, and then someone will marry that treasure right under your nose. That girl is everything you need as a wife. And as your mother, I am promising you that you won't have any mother-in-law and wife usual palaver. Because I love her, I mean finish. I have already taken her as a daughter. Please bring her home for me as a wife." Benson said to his mom, "I am so glad that you love her. Sincerely, Essie is a good girl and her head is hot. That girl has got brains." His mother said, "Oh, and you are just there doing my friend, my friend." Benson laughed and said, "Ah, mother." His mother said, "Don't mother me anything, no." Benson said, "I am only taking my time, and to be honest, I love her. I don't know how to talk to her because I don't want to lose our friendship." His mother said to him, "You have been a good boy and a good son to me, and God has a way of rewarding good deeds. To me, that girl is your reward. Please don't delay further. Bring my daughter back home as your wife." Benson said, "Mother, you may not know, but what you just said has become a propelling force for me to woo her. I promise she will soon be part of us." That's all I want to hear, my son. May God put the right words in your mouth. And let me just advise you, when you are talking to her, please be bold. Every lady wants a man who knows what he wants and is bold to declare it. Benson laughed and said, "Relationship 101. Oh, my mother, I have heard you." The next week, he resumed work. His colleagues were happy to have him back, and he appreciated Essie for being a friend in need and in deed. After work, Essie hopped into his car as usual for drop. But she was surprised when he drove down to a restaurant. When she asked why, Benson said, "You have been stressing yourself all this while because of me. So today, you will eat out with me so that when you get home, you will just freshen up and sleep." Essie said, "Oh, that's very thoughtful of you. I really do appreciate this kind gesture of yours, my big brother." Benson said to her, "Ejo, I am not your big brother. Don't bring that African sense here, smart lady." He ordered for jollof rice, turkey wings, and wine. He then said to Essie, "Since your mind has told you the reason why we are here, and you want to play smart by calling me a big brother, let me just let the cat out of the bag. Essie, I love you. Not as a big brother, but I want to make you my bride. I am not in for a long-term relationship. I have known you for a while now, and you resonate so well with my spirit. Dear Essie, let's make this fantasy a reality and build an enviable home together." Essie was so happy. She blushed, but then the thought of Jite made her sad. She remembered that day. Everything played right before her within a second, and she muttered, "With this blood, I bind my spirit and flesh to yours, in life and in death to be your one and only lover." Bessie said to her, "Is everything okay? Is that a yes?" Essie said with a sad countenance, "Please give me time." Bessie said, "Why not? You have the whole time as long as you return with my yes." They ate their food and left. When Essie got home, she cried and said, "This night was supposed to be my happiest night ever. Jite in no way comes close to Benson. What was I even thinking? Who and what was pursuing me? Patience. See what and where it has landed me into. What did I gain? Fornication and blood covenant. Now I can't even say yes to the one my heart really pants for." She scattered her hair and said, "Essie, you were so foolish. Why didn't you stand on your words? Today you would have been proud you did." She started crying, and within few seconds her phone rang. Oh yes, you guessed right. It was Jite, and he said to her, "Hi, my love. How are you doing today? How was work? What happened in the office? Hope nobody disturbed my baby." "Well, I am not bothered because my soul is in you." Immediately he said that, Essie started crying and Jite was pricked, and he asked, "What happened? What is wrong with you? You know I hate seeing or hearing you cry." Essie then said to him, "Jite, we are several countries, several oceans, several mountains and miles away." Jite said, "That's right, and I sincerely apologize. Don't worry, I am already making plans for you to join me here." Essie said, "No, please don't. Kindly settle down there and let's break whatever that is binding us together. You are a good person, but my mind is no longer with you. And if we get married, I may not be a good wife. Remember, when two slippers are worn on the wrong legs, you can't move properly. Not because the slippers are bad, but because they were not worn properly. Something in me is scared. Something in me is not peaceful. Please, let's go our separate ways. Remember, Marriage is not all about us. We should also consider our children. Will you rather that I become a bad wife and by extension a bad mother to our children, or that we go our separate ways? Jite said, that can never happen. You are my wife, and my wife you shall be and remain. I don't care if you will be a good wife or a good mother. He hung up, and Ese started lamenting again. Oh God, what have I gotten myself into? Meanwhile, Benson's mother was waiting patiently to hear the good news. So when Benson returned home, she said to him, "You are 1 hour 45 minutes late. So I know this lateness must be because of our wife. So tell me, because my ears are itching." Benson said, Mother, you are so funny. So you haven't forgotten. But come on, why are you even serious about this? You are even more serious than I am. His mother said, why would I be more serious? Don't you know that the Bible says in Proverbs 17 verse 6 that children's children are the crown of old men? My dear, I am already envisioning my grandchildren because they are my crown. Benson said to his mother, Iyami, easy. Yes, I was with her, and she was smiling when I was saying all the things I was saying to her. But I noticed that when she was about giving me an answer, she started muttering some strange words. And she said with a sad countenance that I should please give her time. So please, mother, slow down with that your grandchildren talk, because I don't know when she will return with my answer. And we don't even know if she's going to say yes or a no. I know you parents love grandchildren so much and can't trade that with anything. But please, ma, let's take it one step at a time. His mother sighed and said, she must be fighting something. You said she muttered strange words, right? Benson said, yes, ma. She then said, Essie must be handling something very deep or heartbreak. Don't give her space, oh. Fill up that vacuum. Yes, ma, Benson said. Can I go and freshen up now? Tomorrow is work. You are free, my son. You have made my day by just making your intentions known to her. Jite stayed in his room and composed a message for Essie. I have stayed here for so long without thinking about any other lady. Not even for a second. I have kept my part in this covenant, and you must keep yours too. Otherwise, my blood in you will hold you to the very end. Essie read it and became so terrified. And she kept saying, knowing when to say no is a huge blessing. As simple as that word is, N-O, no. If I had said it June 10th, 2020, I won't be here crying and so full of regrets. Ordinary no, essay you couldn't say. So the next day at work, she was keeping her face away from Benson because she didn't know what to say to him. And after work, she immediately took a taxi home. Benson became so worried because they usually go home together. And so when he got home, his mom welcomed him. And before she asked, Benson explained all that Essie did in the office. And his mom said to him, please give me my daughter's number. What for? Benson asked. His mother said, don't worry, my son. Just give me her number. Benson did, and she called immediately. Essie picked up, and Benson's mom said, Hello, my daughter. How are you doing? I am fine, thank you, ma, Essie said. But I don't know who. Benson's mother interrupted. Who is calling, right? Yes, ma, Essie responded. Okay, I am your mother in Lagos, Benson's mom. Essie exclaimed. Good evening, ma. How are you doing today, ma? Benson's mom said. I don't know how I'm feeling. I don't even know if Benson has transferred his sickness to me. Oh, please, my daughter, I seriously crave for that your pepper soup. That exact one you prepared some time ago. Essie said, okay, ma, but will weekend be too late? You know I go to work and return late. Benson's mom said, not at all. Weekend is just perfect for the pepper soup. I can't even allow you prepare it with your money when I'm not a tax collector. So I will give Benson money so that you will collect it from him tomorrow. Ah, mommy, please, that won't be necessary. Benson's mom heard the mommy she called her, and she put the phone on speaker and said, sorry, what did you say? Just for Benson to hear. And Essie said, mommy, I said that won't be necessary. It doesn't cost much. And she said, I insist, my daughter. And Essie said, okay, ma. And she dropped the call. She turned to her son and said, hope you heard that she called me mommy. I don't have any money to give to her. Count reasonable amounts of money and give to her tomorrow. And when you are giving her the money, ask her caring questions like, how are you doing? How are you feeling? Be a gentleman. Benson smiled and said, mother, I may not know this game that you are about playing, but I trust you. Then she said to him, if you do trust me, then relax. Jite, where he was feeling uneasy and wished he was so close to Essie. He felt his ego has been tampered. He broke his TV set and was panting like someone who was ready to commit murder. He called Essie and said, make sure you don't tamper with my soul living right inside you. Make sure you don't share my body inside you, otherwise you will run mad. And I mean it. If I don't marry you, no one else will. Essie became so terrified. She hung up and switched off her phone. And this became a nightmare. And she said again, a simple no would have saved me from all this mess. The next day at work, Benson, the obedient boy, gave her some money. And Essie returned 10,000 naira and said it was too much. She didn't even wait for a second for Benson to ask her any question. And Benson said, who sent me ask this girl out by? This is just an emotional torture. When he got home, he didn't say anything to his mom. As she was not interested, she only looked forward to weekend. And thank God, the weekend finally came. And before 12 o'clock noon, Essie came around with the pepper soup. But this time, with boiled plantain. Benson's mom served the meal. And they all enjoyed it because nobody left a crumb. Benson's mom said, you need to teach me this because this is so nice. I can't even lie. Essie smiled and said, thank you, ma. She then said, Benson, excuse us. And Essie became so nervous. Benson's mom said to her, please calm down. You haven't done anything wrong. And besides, I don't bite. This made Essie relax a bit. And she said, hold on. She went and served a plate of groundnuts and told her to eat with her from the same plate, as it will make the discussion relaxing and then tension-free. She then said, "Essie, my daughter, the first day I saw you, I loved you, and right in my heart, I accepted you as the daughter I never had. You see, I have passed this your stage, and I can tell that you love my son. Look at it all over your eyes." Essie started smiling, and she said, Oh, you just proved me right." They both laughed, and Benson's mom continued, "You see, my son loves you too. And when he told me that he wants to get married to you, I danced for joy. In fact, I have chosen style for the wedding, only for him to say that you have been avoiding him after saying some strange things. As a mother, I knew immediately that something was wrong somewhere. From what I am seeing, you would have said yes to my son because you love him, but something is stopping you. Something is eating you up, and at the same time, you don't want to lose Benson as well. I will tell you why I said so. If your mind wasn't with him, you wouldn't have come here. You won't go where your mind is not. You won't want to enter into my good book. And you know why I called you? Because I do not want to miss you too as my daughter." This time, Essie knelt down to thank her for loving her this much. She held her hands and helped her up. She continued, "My daughter, what is wrong? What is happening?" Essie started crying and said, "Mommy, I love Benson so well, and I earnestly want to be his wife." Benson's mom readjusted when she heard this. Essie continued, "But I can't." "Why?" Benson's mom asked. "I have made an everlasting mistake. I am in a deep mess." Benson's mom said, "Calm down and talk to me. There is no problem without a solution. It may only take time, but I assure you that if handled properly, you will come out from the deep mess." Essie said, "Mommy, you will not understand. The mess is so deep. Or will I say, I am in a relationship, though the person is not in the country as we speak." Benson's mom said, "You were or you are? You sound confused. You are not certain about the relationship or what?" Essie said, "My mind is out, but he doesn't want to release me." "Release you? How? If you don't want to be in the relationship any longer, then you tell him that's all and you take your walk. Your placenta was not planted there." Mommy, I wish it was that easy." Benson's mom was confused this time and was just looking at her. Essie said, "Please, Ma, don't judge me. What I did was totally out of ignorance." Benson's mom said, "Judging anyone had never been a solution to any problem. So please speak up." "Mommy, I took a blood covenant with him." "The blood of Jesus," Benson's mother shouted. And Benson heard it and came out. And immediately she said to her son, "Please go in. I am fine." But Essie said, "Please, Ma, let him stay. I have been looking for an opportunity to tell him. That's the only reason I've been avoiding him, nothing else. She started weeping, and Benson asked his mom what the problem was. And she told him everything Essie had said. And he sat close to her and said, "That's okay. Crying has never been the solution to any problem. Let's look for a way to resolve this. If it means speaking to the other party, I wouldn't mind." Benson's mom said, "Yes, even me. Let me talk to him as a mother." And Essie thought within herself, "Indeed, love lives here. This should be my home. What have I done to myself?" She said to them, "Jite is so difficult. He calls me every 9 o'clock p.m. He speaks to me like someone who will eat me up if given an opportunity after I told him I was tired of the relationship." Benson's mom said, Okay. If he calls you by 9 o'clock p.m., meaning you have to pass the night here, don't worry, you will sleep in my room, so you are safe. Let's see how he talks to you. Then we can know how best to approach this. Essie didn't turn the offer down because she wants to be free from this siege. They all waited, and Jite called by past 9 p.m. Essie put it on speaker, and when he was done, Benson said, "From what I heard, that guy needs help. Let me ask, how did you get into the covenant?" Essie took her time to explain how they got into the relationship and how he bombarded her with gifts and eventually made her stay with him, and how he was sad seeing a boy holding her hands and talking to her in the school, the blood covenant, everything she took her time to explain. Benson smiled and said, "I am sorry, but that boy is mad. I mean, no jokes. He is mad and needs help. He is suffering from NPD, narcissistic disorder." His mother said, "Abeg, my pikin, wetin be that one again?" "Mother, it means the person has unreasonable high sense of self-importance and require constant excessive admiration, and can twist the truth and make you call white black." "Yes, it is so true," Essie interrupted. "I tell him he looks so handsome more than 20 times in a day. And that was like a balanced diet. On that day we took the blood oath. I made him see reasons why we shouldn't, but he twisted everything and I believed him." Benson sighed and said, "Marrying such a fellow is a disaster because they live in a fantasy world propped up by distortion, self-deception, and magical thinking, and he will hit you when you try to challenge his sense of superiority or control. I would suggest you show no reaction from henceforth to all his provocations, and let's find a way for him to calm down. He needs a good counselor so that you both can break out from this covenant."